Alright, let's dive into this World Baseball Classic quarterfinal matchup between Team USA and Canada, because this game is more than just a score, it's a story of redemption, strategy, and the pressure of win-or-go-home baseball. And personally, I think this is where the tournament really starts to get interesting. First off, let's talk about the hook here, Team USA coming off a stunning loss to Italy. Now, I know what you're thinking, how does a team stacked with MLB stars lose to Italy? But here's the thing, that loss wasn't just a fluke. It was a wake-up call, as manager Mark DeRosa put it. And what makes this really interesting is how teams respond to adversity. In my opinion, this game against Canada isn't just about advancing, it's about proving that loss was an anomaly, not a trend. Now, let's break down the pitching matchup, because it's the heart of this game. Logan Webb for Team USA versus Michael Soroka for Canada. On paper, this should heavily favor the US. Webb is an ace, a guy who can dominate deep into games. But here's where it gets fascinating, the pitch limit is 80 in the quarterfinals. That's a lot, but it's not unlimited. And what many people don't realize is that teams like the Giants might not be thrilled with their star pitcher pushing that limit in March. So, does DeRosa let Webb go all out, or does he play it safe? That's a decision that could define the game. On the other side, Soroka is a wild card. He hasn't been the same since his peak in 2019 to 2020, but in a single elimination game, anything can happen. If he can keep the US lineup in check early, Canada stays in it. And let's not forget, Canada's lineup has hit some balls hard tonight, they're not just rolling over. This raises a deeper question, can a team with less star power pull off an upset when the pressure's on? Speaking of lineups, Team USA's batting order is back to, mostly, normal after that questionable decision to rest regulars against Italy. Pete Crow Armstrong is starting in center field after his two-homer performance, which I find fascinating. It's like DeRosa is saying, we are going with the hot hand. But here's the thing, baseball is a game of momentum, and PCA's presence could be a spark. What this really suggests is that Team USA is trying to balance their star power with who's actually performing right now. Now, let's zoom out for a second. The winner of this game faces the Dominican Republic, who just mercy-ruled Korea 10-0. That's a juggernaut. So, even if Team USA gets past Canada, they're staring down a much tougher opponent. From my perspective, this quarterfinal isn't just about survival, it's about building momentum for what's ahead. And if you take a step back and think about it, that's what makes tournaments like the WBC so compelling. Every game feels like a chapter in a bigger story. Finally, let's talk about the broader implications. Team USA has never escaped pool play without a loss. That's a weird stat, right? But what it tells me is that this team, for all its talent, hasn't quite figured out how to dominate consistently in this format. And that's what makes tonight's game so crucial. It's not just about beating Canada, it's about proving they can handle the pressure of the WBC. Personally, I think this is their moment to show they're not just a collection of stars, but a team that can win when it matters most. So, as we watch this game unfold, keep an eye on those little moments, the pitch decisions, the lineup adjustments, the way players respond to pressure. Because in my opinion, those are the things that will decide this game. And who knows? Maybe we'll look back at this quarterfinal as the turning point for Team USA. Or maybe Canada pulls off the upset and writes their own story. Either way, this is why we love baseball. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who's your pick to win it all? And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more breakdowns like this. Let's keep the conversation going.